Intro, dramatic and mysterious tone. What if I told you that the world isn't ruled by power, money, or intelligence, but by emotion? That those who control your feelings control your actions? Welcome to The Art of Manipulation by R.B. Sparkman, a guide to mastering the most dangerous and underestimated skill in the world, psychological control. Manipulation is everywhere, in the boardroom, in relationships, in politics, even in friendship. You may not see it. You may not feel it. But it is shaping your decisions, bending your will, and guiding your path. In this voiceover, we're going deep into the psychology, the techniques, and the truth behind manipulation. We're not just summarizing a book. We're revealing a blueprint, a manual for those who want to lead, influence, protect themselves, and master human behavior. Section 1. What is manipulation? Manipulation is not about yelling, threatening, or forcing. It's not about lies and scams either. It's about something more refined, controlling someone's behavior by controlling their feelings. Sparkman opens with this chilling truth: people rarely act based on logic. They act based on how they feel. If you make someone feel scared, they'll retreat. If you make them feel admired, they'll trust you. If you make them feel guilty, they'll obey. Logic? Facts? Truth? Secondary. In his words, if you want to influence someone, you don't need power. You need their emotional trust. This is why the manipulator doesn't shout. They suggest. They guide. They plant the seed and let you water it. And by the time you realize what happened, it's already too late. Section 2. The Psychology of Control. Sparkman explains that most people have psychological triggers. Fear of rejection. Need for approval. Desire to belong. Guilt and obligation. Fear of confrontation. Manipulators know this. They don't guess, they study you. They test you. A small compliment here. A mild rejection there. All to see which button works best. Once they find your weakness, they'll disguise control as kindness, dominance as guidance, and selfishness as love. Here's how it works. They flatter you, so you feel valued. They go cold, so you chase them. They praise you in public, and criticize you in private. The manipulator becomes the emotional thermostat of your life. When they're happy, you're happy. When they're angry, you panic. And that's exactly what they want. Section 3. Weapons of a manipulator. So what are their tools? What do manipulators use to control people? White heavy checkmark words, carefully chosen, deliberately placed. White heavy checkmark timing, when to talk, when to stay silent. White heavy checkmark silence, one of the most powerful weapons. Silence makes people uncomfortable. They speak. They reveal. They break. White heavy checkmark emotional triggers, guilt, fear, praise, flattery. Let's break it down with examples. Instead of saying, "Can you do this?" they say, "You're always so good at this. I need your help." Instead of arguing, they go silent. You get anxious. You apologize even if you were right. Instead of asking directly, they hint, making you offer it yourself. Sparkman reveals that real manipulation happens not by force, but by making others believe they're acting by choice. Section 4. The Manipulator's Playbook, 3 Archetypes. Sparkman introduces us to 3 types of manipulators. Small blue diamond: the fox, charming, clever, likable. They use flattery, charisma, and affection to win you over. But they always have a hidden motive. Small blue diamond: the brick, emotionally distant, cold, unresponsive. They use silence, detachment, and aloofness to keep you guessing. Their unpredictability makes you crave their approval. Small blue diamond: the technician, calculated, observant, strategic. They watch, wait, plan. They never act on impulse. Every word, every move is part of a long-term strategy. The fox wins with warmth. The brick wins with withdrawal. The technician wins with logic. But they all win by one rule. Control emotion, control behavior. Section 5. Manipulation Techniques, the Toolkit. Let's dive into the actual tactics manipulators use, according to Sparkman. Brain 1. The compliment sandwich: praise, criticism, praise. This reduces resistance. You feel good, then corrected, but still appreciated. Brain 2. Guilt-tripping statements like, I thought you cared. Or, I guess I was wrong about you. Create emotional pressure. It's not direct, but it stings. Brain 3. Playing the victim, they make themselves seem helpless or hurt even when they cause the problem. You feel guilty. You overcompensate. Brain 4. Gaslighting, they distort your reality. Deny what happened. Twist facts. Over time, you doubt your memory, your feelings, even your sanity. Brain 5. The scarcity illusion in business or dating, they make themselves seem rare. Unavailable. Valuable. You chase them. Brain 6. Silent treatment instead of confrontation, they withdraw. They make you uncomfortable enough to break and beg. Brain 7. Repetition and mirroring, they echo your words, match your body language, use your lingo. It builds trust subconsciously. Each of these techniques manipulates how you feel so they can manipulate how you act. Section 6. Manipulation in real life. Let's talk real life. Small orange diamond in business. A salesperson makes you feel special, only VIPs get this offer. A manager uses praise to mask overwork, you're my go-to person, I trust only you with this. Small orange diamond in relationships. They withdraw affection until you comply. They create jealousy to make you feel insecure. They frame everything as your fault, if you loved me, you wouldn't do this. Small orange diamond in social circles. They dominate the group by controlling conversation. They plant seeds of doubt between friends. They position themselves as the victim in every story. Sparkman teaches that the manipulator often looks like the hero. They appear helpful, kind, even noble. But it's all a performance, designed to pull strings behind the curtain. Section 7. How to defend yourself. Here's the part most people miss, how to protect yourself. White heavy check mark 1. Recognize the signs. Do you feel guilty often, for no clear reason? Are you walking on eggshells? Do you doubt your own memory or judgment? Are you always the one compromising? These are red flags. Don't ignore them. White heavy check mark 2. Set boundaries. A manipulator hates clear boundaries. Why? Because it limits their control. Be firm. Be consistent. Say no, and mean it. White heavy check mark 3. Stay logical in conflict. Don't argue emotionally. Use facts. Stay calm. Manipulators thrive on your emotional reaction. Don't give them that power. White heavy check mark 4. Vary your responses. Be less predictable. When people can't guess your reactions, they can't prepare for them. You become harder to manipulate. White heavy check mark 5. Distance when needed. Sometimes, the best defense is distance. Some manipulators can't be fixed, only avoided. Sparkman makes it clear, you can't control them. But you can control your exposure to them. Section 8. Power and responsibility. With all this power comes choice. Yes, you can use these tools to manipulate others. But Sparkman insists, use them to lead, to protect, to influence with ethics. Because manipulation isn't evil. It's like fire. In the right hands, it warms. In the wrong hands, it destroys. So ask yourself, will you use this knowledge to deceive? Or to defend? To control? Or to create? The power is in your hands now. Final thoughts, the quiet power. In the end, the art of manipulation is not just a book. It's a mirror. A lesson. A warning. It teaches that the real power isn't in shouting louder. It's in listening better. It's not about winning arguments. It's about avoiding them altogether because you've already won without one. The manipulator doesn't force. They don't chase. They guide. They pull the strings gently until you move exactly as they planned. But now you see the strings. And when you can see the strings, you can cut them. Or you can choose to hold them. Your move. Call to action, closing words. If you found this deep dive powerful, hit that like button. Subscribe for more content on mind mastery, power, and the hidden side of human behavior. Comment below, have you ever been manipulated without realizing it? And share this with someone who needs to stop being a puppet and start becoming the puppeteer. This is not just a book summary. This is a manual for control.